Eli, the Marfan homie, back again to give you guys another story of me dealing with my Marfans. It's no joke, but again, these are my stories. This is how I got through what I went through dealing with having Marfans and dealing with Marfans and just dealing with people in general. So again, if I made it out, anybody can. However, I'm back. So this is going to be episode 13, 12 or 13, but again, I'll name it. And this is actually going to be a part of a short series called School Days. So through this short series, I'm going to take you through my basically elementary school, middle school, and high school and college on how I basically coped and dealt with having Marfans, standing out amongst the crowd and stuff like that. I mean, again, with Marfans, you're tall, you're slim, you're everything that everyone else is not. So it's you have to find ways to deal with that. There's a helicopter in the background. I don't know if you guys are gonna hear it, but yeah, you have to find ways to deal with that. So as of now, I am. This is going to be the elementary school days episode. I'm excited about. So let's go ahead and get started. Happy Tuesday. This is going to be March 14th. This is my two brothers' birthdays, who also has Marfan syndrome. But shout out to my brothers. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And shout out to anybody else that's born on March 14th. So let's get into it. So let's do recap. What's happened since? So what's happened since last recording? I had IHOP. I had IHOP on Saturday. I haven't had IHOP in a minute, probably like 2-3 years. But I had IHOP. That was cool. But as you can tell, like a lot of this stuff, I don't have a lot of exciting stuff that happen to me like each and every weekend. I mean, it comes in spurts, honestly. Like comes in real spurts. But other than that, I found a new Jamaican restaurant, another Jamaican restaurant, Cafe 214 in not in Irving, but in Addison. There's Cafe 214. They got food, beverages, hookah, all the stuff Dallas people love. But yeah, what's happened since those two things? Great. Yay, applaud. Oh, wrong one. Applaud. Violence. So how's the month going? The month is going good. Good. March halfway through it, halfway over. But the month has been going okay so far. Got therapy tomorrow. I'm trying to do 2 sessions a month type thing. Caught her on the tail end of February, so that counts as 2. But April we're gonna start fresh and we're gonna do 2 sessions during the month. So that's always a good thing. Work, and that leads into work. How's work going? Work is going good. The type of work that I do, I work with a lot of customers and they get locked out of their accounts a lot. And so basically one thing that I do is I troubleshoot for them on how to get back into their account. Not necessarily IT, but I try to like troubleshoot for them, and it takes a while. I don't understand how they keep getting locked out, but I do what I do and they thank me for it and I thank myself for it. So bam, that's how work is going. All right, let's get into it. From the way that I'm running through this, I can already tell this is not going to be the longest episode amongst the 2 past episodes that I recorded. But where are we? Let me see. Elementary school was an eye opener. Preschool was no more. So let's talk about preschool a little bit. Preschool was great. I remember my preschool photo. I remember getting picked up that day from preschool. And I remember a lot about preschool. And luckily, during that time, my preschool was down the street from my one of my older sisters' elementary school, where I end up going. And then I think even that time my brother was probably like in middle school and whatever else. But basically, we were all in Stone Mountain, Georgia, and that's how that went. I mean, again, and a lot of preschool people, which is so crazy now that I think about it, because I'm still friends with some of these people on Facebook. I've been going to wow. It's funny. That's funny. Probably nobody thinks of life the way that I think like that, but like I've literally seen this person technically quote unquote every day since preschool. That's crazy. But yeah. Preschool, I mean again, preschool we were just kids running around having fun, seesaw, the ring thing that goes around in the circle, the swings. It was more so elementary school where kids started to be on the meaner side. But so yeah, let's see. And I said all I'm saying is kids were mean. Or I said I'll say it again, kids are mean. I mean, again, it is what it is. Kids are mean, but the thing is, kids are unapologetically them. They learn things and they recite them, and that's all it really pretty much was. Like again, anybody or anyone that's like grown up or just taking in words of advice, kids do the darnest things, right? And so they honestly just not reciprocate but recite what they hear, and whatever else the case may be. But it was a thing. So let's say like first grade, I remember again one girl just like, you're so skinny. But again, these are all elementary school kids, but I knew why I was skinny almost, because again it still took me some time to excuse me, some time to understand what was going on. However, I sort of understood and saw like what it was. Um, but I think I don't even know. I don't wanna go as far as to say that people disliked me because I was skinny and people took advantage of me because I was skinny. Took advantage of me for sure. Like again, I guess the definition would be like be played, but like people took advantage of that, and it's like, oh, he's skinny, give me your crayons and stuff like that, or give me your color pencils, or again like now, yeah, and then even again if you thought I was on the ugly side, you'll use your prettiness and again against me, and then it's just like I don't know. It was very weird. Like I said, this episode's gonna be mighty fast, but it was very weird to just see, I guess, the lengths that people would, or children at the time would go to mistreat. Like again, I didn't have any friends. No one really wanted to like, and that's crazy. I remember I had like one friend per grade, and I just find it crazy that it even happened like that. Um, how would I even say like I had a couple of friends, but they were never in my class. Almost like all the time, they were never in my class. Um, I remember first grade, the first grade friend that I had was this kid from Africa, or at least his parents were from Africa. I would say Somalia, but we end up being friends. He didn't no judgment, I guess, type of thing, and he would honestly talk to me every day. I think his name was Jeremy. Started as like Jeremy, but with a Z. And if you're out there, salutes to you. You were a cool cat when we were 6, 7 years old. Um, Second grade. Who was my friend second grade? I think that was the year I met Andre. And we've been rocking out ever since. The only thing about us, we stopped talking when I had to move schools, and when I had to stop going to school on the east side and I had to go to school on the west side. However, I see him doing this thing up on social media, so shout out to you. Third grade, I think it was Andre again, but I also think I met another person named Andre. So all three of us were pretty much friends. And I see that Andre doing this thing on Facebook and social media. So shout out to you. Um, fourth grade, fourth grade, fourth grade, fourth grade. I think I was back in class with the first Andre. We were back in class together. Thick as thieves. Oh, I remember. Yep, thick as thieves. That was the day that or the day that I'm remembering is when we used to run outside. You know how like again you have recess or PE. We used to run outside, and something about us kids, we would take our shoes off, and I think that's what really like the the kids didn't really think too much of it, but the teachers did. And then, of course, the kids looking at the teachers, like looking at their reaction. But we would take our shoes off to start running. We would take our shoes off to start running around. We had to like run one lap around the field, and that was it. And then I remember one day my socks got so wet, I took them off in the rain. I was like, what possessed me to do this? My socks got so wet, I had to go home with no socks. By the time I went home, my mom was like, where's your socks? I was like, you don't even want to know. Woman, you don't even want to know. But no, I took them things off, and I actually spent the day with no socks on my feet at school. That was so sad. But fourth grade, it was Andre. Fifth grade was tough. Yep, fifth grade was tough. I remember the one girl actually that I was referring to earlier. We were in fifth grade together, and she sort of stayed, I guess, like my friend. But like in fifth grade, I think that was the year. That was the year I had switched from accelerated to high achievers. The worst day of my life. But shout out to that Miss Rimmer. That's one of the best teachers that was one of the best teachers at Hamburg Elementary at the time. Yeah, the friend category was gone, and that was the time I started to come into my height, and I was wear the uniform and stuff. So you were able to see my chest. Kids started to like see my chest, started to see how skinny I was. I was just a lanky child, and again, there was another person in the class taller than me, but again, I guess since they had like more meat on their bones, they were a girl, they were lighter tone. All that stuff just played in their favor, but for me, it was like I was the ugly duckling in that class. I did not want to be in that class because I had left all my friends in my other fifth grade class. But fifth grade was a tough year. The teacher was what I would consider to be mean. The children were mean, and especially when we went outside, I was probably one of the slowest people in the classroom, and it was horrible. It was definitely not the best experience. What else about elementary school do I remember? I just always remember being the tallest kid in the class, and again, that always made me stand out from kindergarten to fifth grade. I was honestly always the tallest person in the classroom. And yes, the skinniest. But I think again, it was just different. I think like again, kids are mean, don't get me wrong. I think it was just like how the level of awareness and maturity or lack of maturity switched from fifth grade to middle school. Now we're in like sixth to eighth grade, right? So now there's a whole new set of kids. Once they find out something about you, they gossip town. They just tell everybody. And man, and that was, I mentioned it a couple episodes ago, but that was when the threat came in. It's like, I remember you, Elijah, and you better not try to be more than what you are. Basically, they shot me down during that time. They shot me down. What else? Other things that I had? Being bullied, other kids think I was defenseless. Yeah, I mean, basically, not to sound like a sucker or anything, but again, it is what it is. Like again, I'm not gonna say I was like bullied to the point where the stuff that you see on TV, but it was more so like, ha ha ha, he has a big head, ha ha ha, this, ha ha ha, that, and it gets to you as a kid, right? Because all you want to do is just sit with everyone, sit with the cool kids, and want to have fun, laugh. Like, what are you guys laughing about? Like, how they portray it on TV is definitely not how it is in real life, especially for the kid that's having like trouble or any type of trouble. But it was, I mean, again, that was like the minimal type bullying. That was, I'm not gonna say that was stuff I was getting at home because that would make it sound horrible. I had a horrible home too, which I didn't. But nah, man, it was just like, oh, he has a big head, oh, he's so skinny, oh, he's this, oh, he's that. That's what it was. So I wrote that down too, and I'm gonna get to it. Yeah, my mother telling the school that I don't eat meat. I don't know. Well, you know what? I would have to tell them. My mom would come to school every year during elementary school and say, "My son doesn't eat meat. My son doesn't eat meat. My son does not eat meat." And if you put meat on his tray, I'm gonna be mad. So that's so that was one of the reasons why all the kids thought I was very much a toothpick or like very, very skinny. I'm trying to move this over, trying to get more relaxed. Sorry. Um oh no, that's not cool. But that happened. My mom would come to school every single day or every year and it's like, hey, my child doesn't eat meat. Um and they would actually try to accommodate, but the accommodation wasn't the problem. The problem was the kids. The problem was the children and how that they once they like you don't eat meat. Oh, that's why you're so skinny. You need to eat meat. You need to eat meat. And it was just like I don't know. It was a weird thing. And now I'm sitting as I'm talking. I'm remembering days. One day it was a chorus event. I had rolled with this girl and her father, and he had offered me some chicken, and she was like, "Oh, he doesn't eat meat," and I was like, "Damn, how you know?" And he was like, "What?" And I'll never forget that day. Now that I'm remembering it, I'll never forget that day. However, I lost contact with that person. I think I seen last time I seen it was on Instagram. It was like 2 3 years ago, but whatever. Um, they were doing good that time. But like that was like honestly contributed to that was thanks mom, you contributed to me being bullied in elementary school. Oh man, or being not necessarily bullied because bully sounds more physical, but you contributed to me being talked about in elementary school. That's all I can say, man. Children are teach your kids not to be mean, but again, which child did not have two identities at that time? Because when we get to school, we were totally different people compared to how we were at home. The next thing was, uh, yeah, making my first two friends. Like I said, Andre and Andre, basically, and then of course you had Jeremy, you had Matthew, you had Austin. Austin, I hope you're doing well, young lad. Um, you had what's his name? Yeah, it was Austin. Austin. I hope he's doing well for real. You had Mike, uh, but he wasn't until like fifth, fourth grade. But he's doing well. Dang, I forgot I had this one Jewish friend. I forgot his name. I hope he's doing well. I'm just going down memory lane. But again, I say that to say like again, I made a couple friends throughout I guess the turmoil. It wasn't all bad again in elementary school. Now middle school and high school were a little different. College, you made your own identity. Nobody gave a fuck about what you had going on in college unless you were in the clique with them, and then they would ask little questions. But whatever. Um, let's see what's next. Yeah, the girls think I was too skinny. Blah blah blah. Well, yeah, I mean that was one thing. I remember this one girl in first grade named Sierra. I mean, if I mentioned her name, I don't know. Her name was Sierra, and I remember I had asked to use, I guess, one of her crayons. She told me, no, you're so skinny, get away from me. Basically, like I scared her. She was petrified of me. And I was like, what? All right. But I think that day I was sad. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna say I cried, but I was sad that day. And then the teacher, Miss Ross, shout out, salute to Miss Ross. She came out to me and she's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Sarah won't let me borrow the color." And then Miss Ross gave me like my own coloring set. And then guess who came moseying all over? Now this sound like that Michael B. Jordan in that interview, don't it? You remember you called me corny, don't you? But nah. And I told her no. I told her no. I just, mm-mm. And again, tried to use her looks on me and everything else, but I was like, nope, I will tell you no. I think the next day I said yes, so I got over it. Oh well. Who knew? Whatever. Um, I was like, damn, I think that's it. But nah, man. Elementary school was different. Elementary school, like I said, I don't. I know that things could have been better. I mean, again, there's a lot of things that I wanted to do that I just couldn't do. And I mean, again, I just did not have that look. I was, like I said, I was taller, lankier, and whatever else, and it was all noticeable. And again, like some days I would come to, that's a different story. But it was all different. It was very much all different. Um, so like I said, I guess before I get to words of advice, the first advice that I have is to love on the children. You see, no, definitely love your kids. Definitely remind them that not everyone that you see is not like you. You have to make a comment about, yeah, you're curious because curiosity becomes with being a human being. However, if you see someone being mean to that person, you do not have to be mean as well. And I mean, again, not to say that's how it started out for me. However, I learned or had to learn the ways of like the humanity that I'm immediately around. And I think that's what happened. That's what happened in all my schools. And again, not to say that I was perfect. However, that is something that happened when in all the schools that I attended. Um, I just had to learn because again, I know that if I'm making fun of someone's either that person I'm making fun of is going to turn back and make fun of me, which has happened. Like I said, I'm not perfect. However, or someone else is going to start making fun of me, and that'll humble me real quick. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. Like that'll humble me real quick. Um, again, was it your shit don't smell like roses either? But yeah, so I had to learn that, and again, I think that it became like even my family would say like Elijah matured very early. Like again, I think elementary school, I was already like one level above, like not to brag or anything, but like one level above the class I was in. But now, like even like with the maturing early, like feeling like I'm maturing early, I put myself like two classes above, and I just felt like, and I think that's one of the reasons why I always connected with like the older children. Like if I was in like the third grade, I'll be talking to the fifth graders, honestly. Which is so weird. And I remember them. I remember every one of them. I saw one of them on Facebook the other day. I was looking at him. However, my words of advice for today are, let's see. Honestly, I would tell my children to develop a hard head in elementary school. Now, let me explain. So what I mean by developing a hard head is, I mean, again, and like your older siblings would tell you, or I guess your dad or your parents would tell you, don't be soft. And again, I don't think when they say that, like I guess when I used to think, or what I used to think they used to mean by that is, I was a soft individual. You need not to be soft. But I think they meant it more aggressively rather than reasonably, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is like, start to learn and know that these people they have no effect on you. For one, know that these people have no effect on you. Number two on that is, don't become a hard, like when people say, oh, he's so hard head or she's so hard head. No, become like a shell to where, again, now these hurtful words that people are going to try to hurt you with cannot penetrate you, cannot penetrate your mind, and to think that you start to think that you're less than, and that you're not going to get all the things that you want. You're not going to get that pretty girl. You're not going to become friends with the guy that you actually want to become friends with, or anything like that, or whatever the case may be. So that's what I mean by, again, develop a hard head and just become impenetrable from nasty, dirty words, nasty, dirty looks, because it's unfortunately depending on your severity of what it is that you're dealing with, that's is gonna happen. I've known people that have been made fun of just for having asthma, for having not asthma, eczema. Yeah, asthma too. However, eczema. I know people that got made fun of just for having eczema, and that was I was like, you can't. They can't help that. I know people in elementary school specifically. One girl had a birthmark going down the middle of her head, and it covering like it went down and it covered like a little bit over her eyebrow. I thought it was the coolest thing on earth. Other people was like, "Ew, she's ugly. What's that on your head?" I was like, "There's no way." So what I'm saying is, teach. I guess teach your kids, teach your children. If you're listening to this and you're a parent, or again, if you're listening to this and becoming a parent, or you just just want to hear what I have to say, teach them how to have a hard head. Teach them that again, sticks and stones like may break your bones, and just whatever. Like words cannot hurt you. Like if you develop in a way to where just words cannot get to you, stay that way, and just know when to turn that shell on and filter out or just block all those negative comments. And again, that I think that's one thing that helped me going. Like I had to learn that in high school, going to college, because again, high school was a whole different ball game. It was a whole different ball game, and that's all I got was the insults. All I got. That's all I got. But I made it through. Like I said, like I will say in my future episode on my school day series, first series in the podcast. Yay! Let's go applaud to that. However, it was a thing. So develop a hard head, learn to filter, and know that you are and forever will be somebody. And I'm telling you that from my heart. So let's see. Yeah. So in conclusion, what we got for in conclusion? In conclusion, the road, life, the journey is not going to be an easy one. You are actually going to come across some mean people that weren't meant to be there for that were meant to be there for the moment. Okay, so let me read this again, then explain what it is that I meant by it. So, in conclusion, the road, the life, the journey is not going to be an easy one. You are actually going to come across some mean people that were meant to be there for the moment. So, what I mean by that is, and whatever, if my grammar's not correct, sue me. However, what I mean by that is, how else will you develop that hard head if you don't come across those mean individuals? And I'm not telling you to be friends with these people. I'm telling you, if they got something mean to say, block it out. Start to develop maneuvers, tactics, and whatever it takes for you to get away from those people, and let them not have control over you, or prevent them from having control over you. So yeah, that's basically what I meant by that. So in conclusion, manage who you let into your life, and when you see that things are being said about you, block them out and kick them out. That's as simple as that. That's what I had to do. I've seen other people do it, and trust me, it honestly works. It honestly works. I don't see me going back. Like I don't see someone coming into my life talking about me and then me remaining cool with them. Because again, now I'm grown, and like I'm not just I don't have to let it happen. I don't have to see you every day. We're not in the classroom where I have to see you every day. I don't have to see you every day as of today. So it is what it is. So signing off, like I said, short podcast. Signing off. Shout out to my two brothers. Happy birthday. Applaud to y'all. Shout out to all the friends that I made during elementary school. I wish y'all nothing but the best. Thank y'all for being a friend to me. Thank y'all for the Aquarius. How can I forget about the Aquarius? The Aquarius 5th grade. Him and what's crazy, him and homegirl that I went to school with, They are still rocking with each other and they are doing great. I'm not gonna say too much of their business over the air. However, shout out to y'all. But nah, the homie Aquarius, for real, and he always looked out. Always looked out. When I would come, like I said, I would ride Marta early in the morning, and when I would come to Stone Mountain, and I had to go like right by his house before school would start, whether that was elementary school or middle school. His mom knew my mom, and we just became friends. Like that was probably one of the most genuine friendship relationships that happened. Things did start to expire as we like stopped being in the same class, but that was my dude. And his neighbor, Sarak, cool dude, found out he was Eritrean in like in middle or elementary school, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. And now knowing so much, or just like trying to figure so much out about cultures, again, salute to you. Dang, I can't believe I forgot them, but again, shout out to them, Andre, Dimitri, Sarak, the other Andre, Matthew, Jeremy, Mike, I think both their names were Mike. Now that I'm thinking about it, so shout out to y'all, man. Y'all were some great people. Y'all made elementary school worth it. Me getting up in the morning, riding the bus 2 hours just to come and see y'all for real. So y'all definitely made it worth it. So how to reach me? If y'all come across this episode, anybody that went to Hamburg Elementary during the years of 2001 to 2006, I believe 2001 to 2005 or 6, and that was the era of, let's say, Miss Ross first grade, Miss Guest second grade, Miss Williams third grade, Mr. Bannister fourth grade, Mr. Bannister again fifth grade. Then I switched to Miss Rimmer in fifth grade, so that was my accelerated to high achievers. If y'all were there during that time, look me up, shout me out, or hit me up. And if I shouted you out, hit me up still. Again, I appreciate y'all. How to reach me? Like I said, well, like I've been saying, all my ways to reach me will be in the description below. Just messing with that goal. Whatever. But yeah. That's how to reach me. Subscribe. So again, so subscribe to the channel. So I remember me saying in a different podcast I was gonna do a giveaway. I never stated the giveaway in the next episode. However, here it goes. I wrote it down, and we're about to go through it just a little bit. Well, in a quick bit, if I can find it. Excuse me. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's probably on this next page. Yeah, here we go. All right, so we got the giveaway. So I wrote it down like the simple way, the numbers, blank subscriber. So I'm saying it at this point. The 20th subscriber, if you are, well, no. I would have to verify. So we're gonna even go, because I don't need time to verify how I got my subscribers, or how do I know who's who. The 50th subscriber to each of them, to the podcast, whether it's on Apple podcast or Spotify for podcasters, used to be AKA Anchor. The 50th subscriber, y'all get a prize, and contact me. We're gonna get you the prize, and even then, I'll let you know what the prize is. So I will buy and send the 50th subscriber on each. So I have to spend this money twice. On each, a Echo Dot. So Amazon Echo Dot will be yours if you are the 50th subscriber. Again, I do much appreciate all of the love and all the subscribers to get up to 49. However, that 50th person, you can even make a double account and subscribe to me twice if you want that Amazon Echo. And if you want two of them, that could be you on each site. However, I do appreciate the support to get me up to the 49. I wish I could do it for all, but again, you know how these things go. I'm not a millionaire, so I can't supply for everybody. However, it is for a good cause. One lucky guest, one lucky giveaway. And then of course there's always more. And again, just come back and and talk to me. And what has happened since someone did reach out to me. Shout out to them. And they explained to me something that their daughter was going through, and I said, "Wow!" But they was like one of, I guess, my story, I guess, sort of inspired them. And again, this is what I'm doing the podcast for, to again inspire, drive hope, and just to let everyone know that is going through something similar, that things will get better. And they might not get better the way that you directly want them to. However, things will get better. Um, yeah, that's what I can honestly say. So they reached out to me and said, "Hey, we love your story. My daughter went through so and so." I was sad. I didn't shed a tear, but I was definitely sad. But they did say she pulled through and whatever else the case may be. So I gave them my phone. Even then, I'm very personal like that. So I gave them my phone number, and they said they'll reach out sometime the end of this week. Again, if they reach out, I would love to have a conversation, and that's for anyone. So if anyone wants to reach out, again, you know how to get to me. Stuff is in the description. And if you want to just talk, I'm here to talk. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I can just tell you what it is that I did, what worked for me, and you have to find what works for you and overall what makes you happy. So yeah, let me go back. Oh, mentioned the subscriber giveaway. So I guess this was the episode for me to do it. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that's reached out to me so far. Shout out to all the subscribers, listeners. I'm hoping to reach more people. I'm striving to reach more people. So I think I just got to post a little bit more. So you guys are going to see more activity from the Marfan Homie and from my personal page promoting the Marfan Homie. But with all of that said, man, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful weekend, wonderful week, wonderful month if I don't catch you on the next episode. But with all that being said, peace.